All right, you guys are online. This is a NuPIC Community Fork planning meeting, the first Community Fork Hangout. We have Christian and David. Take it over.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Christian.
Hi, David.
Why don't you start out by giving a status of where you're at, and then I'll do the same.
Okay. I mean, so basically, I was busy with like two things that I'm trying to achieve. First is basically getting rid of SWIC from the current NuPIC core installation, and so instead of using SWIC, I'm trying to use something else, something called PyBind, and I think it's a much easier interface and it's much easier to test and to use it. So I think I am finally done with adding all these interface methods to PyBind. It's actually quite a lot of work. Just for instance, this sparse metrics class has about over 340 functions that have to be, converted into C++ from the SWIC interface file. So that was quite a bit of work, and hopefully, I mean, it seems to be working most of the time, but I'm pretty sure there are still some bugs in there. And secondly, I was also working on the Python 3 migration, and I've been making some progress. So the good news is that now most of the NuPIC algorithm test cases, they run through. There's one exception, but at least all the other ones, they are running through, and that's good. And the biggest problem with Python 3 is coming from Python 2 is it's like, for instance, the integer division change. I just recently learned that you can actually change the division behavior even in Python 2. You just have to add a different module, the so-called future module, into your Python 2.7 file, and then you would have the behavior of Python 3 in it. So I think that might be one way of localizing some of these issues without actually using any Python 3 classes. So that might be something that I will be trying out, just to see where NuPIC will fail if I just add this module, the future module, at the start of a file. Yeah, other than this, I mean, it's usually just keeping busy, and my own repository up to date. I mean, I would like to move on to integrate the CMake. I think David, you have been also working on that thing, so we can compile the new NuPIC core, the CMake. Right now, it's only working on Visual Studio, which of course is not the final solution, and then also continuing with the continuous integration. That would be nice to have by the end of the next month, or maybe for the next meeting. And then hopefully we can finally move everything into the Numenta's community repositories. I think that would be the right order. Does it make sense?
Yes, that sounds good. I think you'd be a little ambitious to try to get it by next time, but
well, you know,
there's a lot of work there. Yeah, getting the CMake on that, I did have some work done on that, but I did it all on my repository, which I'm abandoning, and I got to move it over to yours.
Okay, that's good.
And so it's going to take me some time to think about that. So I've been. I spent most of my time on the C# wrappers, trying to get those things, at least get the engine wrappered, and at least that part of it set up, so that then I can tackle each of the plugins a little later. the engine consists of the engine, utils, types, and end types folders. And the plugins are built from pieces from algorithms, encoders, math, and of course then we have to do a whole lot of testing. That part I haven't done. At some point I've got to go through the Python test routines, the ones you've already worked with, and convert those all to C#, because I have to do the same type of test from my side as what you do from your side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big floor. There's a lot of tests. And of course, all my code is new code, so it takes a little time. The OS folder and the regions folder, I'm not sure if we need to do those. The OS functions, C# already has those all built in. You know, the operating system independent stuff. And then
it's also mostly disabled in my repository. I will use the new C++ features instead of using some old Apache API.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm pretty much ignoring the OS folder. Now there's another piece of this that I'm going to have to do. The SP region and the TM region they're in Python. There isn't anything like that in C++ in the core. Both SP region and TM region are based on what was that? Now anyway, that makes up. Yeah, the Python region. That makes the plugin. Now, a plugin that uses the C++ algorithms still has to have Python code for SP region and TM region. And since I can't use those, I have to create a new one. So rather than build equivalent in C#, I was thinking about building ones in C++. So then you could build a C++ only application with this. Right now you can't do that.
There's a region, as far as I know, in NuPIC core. That's like the base class, sort of.
The which one?
There's a region class in NuPIC core.
Yeah.
And also the
region,
network and all of that.
So region implement class is the one that's the base class. The region class itself is a well, it's not really where all of the guts of things are. So somehow I have to come up with an SP region and a TM region. So that's still kind of up in the air as to how I do that. Classifiers, some of those are based on the plugin, okay, but some of them aren't. And also in Python, you've got the backtracking TM and the variations on that. So I'll probably write some of those in C# to be comparable. So that's sort of where I'm at the moment. It's kind of like just getting started in this project. There's so much work to do.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
Let's see. So the next part would be to get these folded into, or get it into the repository up on the community. Are we going to do that, or is there was the other fellow that was working on that, and he sort of disappeared.
Mark Odehall, just so you know, it disappears every few months.
Okay.
He'll be back and he'll do a bunch of work. And,
Yeah.
and then he'll disappear again.
Okay, so we just have to be ready for him when he gets back.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't think I'm quite ready for pulling in yet. I don't have enough that actually works.
Just put it anywhere for now. I mean, if you guys can just at some point merge it into something and both work off branches of that, it'll be simpler because then we'll have something to, base everything off of. But once you get one single repo that everybody's committing to, I can help you get permissions to move it into the HTML community repos.
Okay, because I'm currently working on a fork off of Christian's repository. But
I think it's just you two guys that really have the most work out there. If you could figure out how to merge that, we can start from there.
Well, I'm putting my stuff into the fork that I have of his, but I'm not getting any of his latest stuff. I'm not sure that's a problem.
Well, here's the thing. One of you guys will have to take on the responsibility of actually doing a manual merge. It's a pain in the ass. And I'd also suggest if you don't know Git very well, maybe study it a little bit, because there's a lot of pain that you can prevent if you know Git a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Well,
especially when it comes to merging and diffing and stuff.
Yeah, I know a little bit of I've used it before, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, I'd suggest, half an hour of just looking the basics of it, because I didn't when I started.
Yeah, I think have you actually set up the general structure of these repositories? I don't think we should have just one. I think we should have one for NuPIC, which would contain the Python free stuff, and then maybe one for NuPIC core, which is basically the new NuPIC core, not using Swig anymore, but the PyBind.
Yeah, that's fine. Two's fine. I'm just saying, getting everybody's work in the same place, wherever it ends up.
Yeah, and I don't know if it makes sense to have the C# then in a separate one also.
That's up to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, and what I'm currently thinking is we should have the C# interface in with the core, just like the Python interface is in there. But then all of the C# code would be in a separate repository. I'm not sure where the test routines go, probably in the separate repository, just like Python is.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense, I think.
At least it's parallel with what you have. Yeah, let's see, some of the problems I was having. Let's see here. Those shared pointers. I think those were a good idea, but I had to go back and massage a lot of my code to work those in. So I'm working on that.
Yeah, that was actually, I created that because of a misunderstanding I had with PyBind. You don't actually need that. You actually don't really have to use shared pointer. You can actually just use C++ pointers, like the all C style pointers. But I think in the long run, I think it makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does, because there's a lot of places where the engine will allocate stuff, and other places where the interface is supposed to allocate them. And they had all kinds of ways of keeping track of who allocated what, so they get freed. But with the shared pointers, all that goes away, and it's much cleaner. We might want to even go back and and clean up some of the core code at some point.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I think the core code is mostly pre C++ 11. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of things we can improve upon at some point. But first things first. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get the other stuff working first. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, I have a new machine, and I just put the Visual Studio on here and tried to compile it, and I'm getting a strange error. Let's see, where is it here? Oh, it can't find ctype.h, which is, part of the core stuff. It's trying to find it from winnt.h.
ctype.h?
Yeah. So I think maybe I just got my tool chain all screwed up. I'll have to reinstall
Yeah, I think my repository, I set it up in a way that all the dependencies are in there also. So except for the Python headers, I think everything should be there. I have a feeling. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be, at least. So
yeah,
I mean, I can look for the ctype.h. It sounds like it's a Python thing, maybe.
No, it's C++. The runtime package.
Or some STL header.
Yeah. Well, who are you using, or what version are you using as your target?
Well, I'm using the latest Visual Studio 2017.
Yeah.
And I am targeting 64-bit.
Okay. And
obviously Windows, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. C# properties. There's a Windows SDK version. Which one are you targeting there?
I don't think I changed anything in this regard.
Yeah, you probably set for 10.
For Windows 10, you mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to do 8.1.
8.1, okay.
Yeah. And the reason for going down is because I'm running on Windows 7, and there's probably a lot of other people that would be as well.
Unsupported Windows, not bad.
So, yeah, I'm not inclined to upgrade to 10 until I really have to.
Do you actually have Visual Studio 2017?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was using, I think I'm using some pretty latest C++ functionality. So I think you have to use 2017. I don't think it's compiling with 2015 anymore.
Yeah, it's using the 17, but which SDK are you using? That's the question.
Whichever Visual Studio comes with.
Yeah, okay. Well, it can come with several. You can download several different SDKs.
I'm using Windows 10, and I'm just using the Visual Studio 2017 Community Edition. So.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever is the default is what you're using then.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'll see if I can get that to work with under Windows 7. I think it might, but if not, we'll have to work with something else. Okay, I think that's everything I have. See, I'm putting my stuff into your repository. See, it's source and then C#.
Okay, that makes sense.
Let's see here. Yeah. Anyway, it should be parallel to what you have on yours.
Mm-hmm. Do you have write access?
What's that?
Can you add something to the repository? Do you have that access privilege?
I haven't tried to
I can add you.
push it up there.
Okay.
I want to make sure I have something that doesn't break you is all. What do you think should be the priority? Should I work on the CMake stuff before I go back to getting the C# working?
That would be fantastic because I am very bad with CMake. But if that's not fun for you, then of course I don't want to force you.
Well, no, it's all fun, but I just want to make sure we understand what the priorities are. Now I can do CMake. I'm not terrific at it, but I think I can make it work.
Yeah, I think it should be a lot easier now since the dependencies are a lot less. And it's mostly header only stuff. I think the only libraries that the latest NuPIC core is using is like a boost file system and boost system. I think everything else is mostly header only.
Yeah, boost is header only.
No, I mean the boost file system is actually something you have to compile.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, file system is supposed to be part of C++ 17, but I don't think even Visual Studio is supporting that yet. You know, once that is widely available, then I think we can even get rid of boost file system, and then we don't have to. Pretty much, we don't have any dependencies anymore that you have to link to.
Okay.
That's the vision.
Yeah. I saw the boost in here for the include folder. You see there's another piece of it someplace?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Well, in your include, the top include.
Okay.
You got boost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Under that, you got all your folders with the .h's and
yeah. The thing is, when you want to use anything in Boost, then you're most likely also including some other libraries, which are also mostly header only. But sometimes you actually have to compile something.
Okay.
And I mean, we do something similar with G-test, with Google test. It's something you have to compile, but that's not really something that is used at runtime, obviously.
Okay, because I upgraded the boost or the boost, but I just grabbed the .h's and dropped them in there in the same folder, and same. Well, I replaced your folder with the new one because the compiler was saying, "Hey, you got an old version here. You should upgrade." so but if you're saying there's something someplace else, some library, I need to find that too.
Let me see. It might be in the external.
Oh, here, live boost.
Yeah, you have to go to NuPIC external Visual Studio 2017 and then library. That's basically where I keep all the
there they are.
The binaries. I mean, again, that's only for Windows. So once we have the CMake, then
Okay.
We don't need that anymore.
Yeah. Okay, and those. Did you build those, or were those ones you got in the distribution?
No, this is something that I have built, and it's supposed to work on Windows if you use Visual Studio 2017. But I don't know if you use Windows 7 or 8, then you might have a different API. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can help you out with. I've been building Boost for many years, so I can help you out there. It's a pretty long command line, but I can give you that.
Okay. Yeah, the file system ones. I got to come up with those libraries. If let's see, I downloaded it, Boost.
Yep. There's also the Visual Studio package manager. If you want to use that, that's another option. A VC package manager. It's also open source.
I was just looking at the zip file, and I think they're the same version. It's 1.66. Something like that. Or 166. So maybe they are the same version.
Yeah, I think you are referring to that macro warning. I think you can ignore that. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
It is something when you have like a bleeding edge Visual Studio version and Boost hasn't been updated so far. So the version number is actually higher than Boost is expecting. That's why you are getting that.
Okay.
But it's not really something.
So I can ignore that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'm good to go. If I can figure out my tool chain, I should be able to continue.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, well, thanks you guys.
Okay.
Let me know. I'm gonna wait for you guys to ask for me to set one of these up again. So let me know. It's great when you have high level things to discuss and you don't want to go over the forum for a week, back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. We can also meet intermittently, David. If you have any questions, just shoot an email.
Yeah. Or the forum works. So.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Matt, for setting it up.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.